Morning, lovely to see you inside today again, because we've had a change in the wind. It was howling from the north and now it's calm and quiet from the south, and it's cooler, and it's also just a little bit damp outside, which means the Wi-Fi don't go so well. And in the interest of not having too many camels joining our broadcast and making bumps in the transmission, I'm inside. And of course the good thing about that is it means rocks. Yay for rocks. So we're starting. Hi Susanna, hi Linda, your old friend the Celestite. Hi Kaya. Morning. This is one of my favourite rocks. I got a lot of favourite rocks. Tanuya, it's beautiful to see you. So, what do you have to say? Laurie, good morning is what you have to say. Celestite is just so beautiful. It's this lovely, soft, powdery blue. It's pretty transparent. Well, translucent. The light comes through beautifully, but I don't know if I can show you too well because of where the light's coming from. But there it is. It's sparkly and gorgeous, and it's great seeing you all too. Yeah, I know the camels make it around the world, but it's a good thing if they don't actually make it into the replay, and it gets pretty bumpy. If you got camels around the world and on the replay, that's really not so good. So that's why we're inside today. Now we have more rocks. Today we have a little piece of fluorite. Poriwa, it's lovely to see you, gorgeous. Look at this, it's so transparent. And you can see the sort of chevron shape that fluorite tends to grow in. It sort of grows in these funny, it's octahedrons actually. Kelly bird, g'day gorgeous. So here it is, and it's green on the top and pretty transparent, but these little lines are purple. And yeah, we're talking about abundance today. Which is something I haven't talked about much for ages, and suddenly it's back on the topic again. There you are, you can really see the lines through the stone now. Okay, more blue pale things with lines in them. This, of course, is blue lace agate. And you can see the light comes through this one pretty well. See, that's pale because it's kind of transparent. Looks white when you face onto it. But if you catch the light behind it, let's see the way. And wait for the bump. Yeah, see, you can see the light coming through it. It's really pretty. I don't have a favourite, Kaya. Honestly, I don't. Look at that. That's lovely. That's kind of what I wanted you to see. So, good morning to everybody who's joining us. We have one more. Today we have two pieces of blue lace quartz, blue lace agate, which is a kind of quartz, and there's this one as well. And you can see it looks more lacy because it's got these scalloped shapes in it. I just love this. It's beautiful. And so, we've had all this blue. Today, it's like, calm down. Abundance is not a big, scary, ugly word. And honestly, for me, it's been a word that's been really charged. And I was thinking about our little conversation yesterday about more than enough. And, what if enough isn't really the right word for you? And, what about more than enough abundance? Abundantly enough? I don't know. But I started thinking about the word abundance. And for me, it has been a word that has a ton of crap around it. And I use that word absolutely accurately. We're sort of all used to the thing of the manifest abundance memes. Type yes if you agree, and it's got all these dollars and some words about how, I'm a money magnet. And all of that can be true. But for me, the response that it brought up was, Graham, good morning, lovely to see you. The response to me was just, oh God, I don't even want to see that, because it brought up so much lack and so much impossibility in me that the word abundance kind of became associated with that feeling. Beaver, morning gorgeous. So I thought, let's pull this word apart, right? Now I'm not going to go into where the word came from in Greek or Latin or whatever, because I don't know. But what I really wanted to say is, there's all this stuff that we have in our heads and our bodies, right? A felt response to the word abundance. Just take a moment to think about what that word, not what it means to you in your head, but what it means to you in your body. When you think about the word abundance, what do you feel? Now, if you're anything like me, And it's changing, but it's still quite easy for me to just feel a sort of, particularly because abundance is often associated with money. So yeah, abundance becomes associated with lack if you have this great lack for a long time. And many of us have had a long-term experience of lack. And, you start practicing appreciation and gratitude, which is, by the way, is really the first step out of the cesspit of, the mire of lack, is gratitude and appreciation, because it lifts your energy. And I'm going to come back to this. The whole thing is that if you're in a state of lack, because it wasn't what I didn't have. Yeah, and there's all those negatives around it. You get tied up trying to feel positive about something you don't have, right? Gratitude is the first thing to do if you're thinking, what the hell is abundance for me, when I see all these pictures of dollars and gold coins or hearts, because abundance is actually about much more than money. That's the first thing. But, you see that and you think, well, I don't have it. And immediately, so this is, and if over and over and over again, I don't have it. So the word abundance is like, But let's talk about what abundance could be. I don't even want to say what it is, because it's different for everybody, and it changes, by the way. And there's layers, right? Shrek the Onion, layers. So, we think money, right? You might think that abundance is about having an abundance of friends, of family, community, support. You might think that abundance is about feeling really well. And for some people, abundance is actually about doing work that they love. Those are the common things. Health, purpose in life, relationship, love, and money. What else? I think those are the big four. Those are the things we all seek. And we often get stuck there. Because you say, well, I don't have the relationship. I'm alone. I'm on the street. I don't have a house or somewhere to live. That's the other one, the big five, Maslow's hierarchies of need. Enough to eat, somewhere to live, water to drink, community, ability to self-express, right? So we get hung up on those and we see that we don't have them, and therefore we're in lack. Which is very sensible, very three-dimensionally responsible and sensible, and that's how it works. I don't have those things, therefore I am in lack. The problem is it's a self-defeating thing that just never goes anywhere. Rob, good morning! Because, and for me it was, I can't repair my house. I'm so frustrated I can't repair my house. I can't make enough money to repair my house. Really was the bottom line thing. I can't make enough money to be financially independent, and I can't make enough money to repair my house. That was my story, and there was so much lack around it. And all that other happy, clappy, feel good, and it'll come to you stuff just bounced off. Because remember, whatever your emotional state of being is, the only information that can make it into your nervous system is equal to your emotional state of being. Which is pretty damn scary, because if you're in a state of lack and frustration like I was, the only information that can make it into my world is equal to that. More of the same. It's like, oh my God, you mean I have to change my emotional state for anything else to change? Ugh. So getting back to whatever abundance is, right? And this is the thing that was a useful and quite powerful thing for me to realise. If you say, I want more money to feel abundant. Okay, what do you want the money for? Well, I want to repair my house. Okay, how are you going to feel when you've repaired your house? Oh, I'm going to feel pleased. I'm not going to worry about the fact that things are broken. It's not going to annoy me when, there's some part of the house that's really hard to use and it's difficult. So in fact, you're going to feel satisfied. You're going to feel, easy, right? It's going to be easier to live in this space where you are. You're going to feel pleasure looking around at it, right? And it's a feeling. The money is to repair my house so that I have the feeling. Subsistence, substance, and sustenance. Yes, and that's a progression too, by the way, to sustainability. So whatever it is we desire, relationship, right? Oh, when I have this person in my life that I've been seeking and waiting for, then I'll feel complete. Then I'll feel loved. Okay, so you're going to wait until that person arrives before you give yourself permission to feel loved and to feel whole. You might be waiting a long time. Because remember, if you're feeling empty and incomplete and all of that, that's your emotional state of being. That's what you're broadcasting to the universe and saying, universe, I have mastered being incomplete and feeling unloved. This is my order to you. Bring me more of this, but bring it in a way that surprises me so that I'll have no doubt that it's come from you. That's the signal we're actually sending when we're saying, I can't feel complete until I have a loved one in my life. I can't feel whole, I can't feel worthy, I can't feel whatever. But while you're in that space, that's all you can allow in. It's quantum fact, it's law. So then you think, okay, so if I have a loved one in my life, how am I going to feel? I'm going to feel loved. My heart's going to open. I'm going to feel really good. I'm going to feel excited about sharing my life with somebody, whatever. So and you're going to feel really grateful that they've turned up, right? So those are the feelings that you then have to say, actually, this is what abundance means to me. This is what relationship means to me. So I have to disassociate my ability to have that experience from the conditions that I've placed upon myself and my environment to say, I've got to have that before I have this. Because, this is 3 dimensions, right? Wear that perfume and you'll feel sexy and a man will want you. Wear that aftershave. Remember the Lynx ads? Little guy who just looks ordinary is wearing Lynx. He walks onto a lift and the women are all over him. Just from an aftershave? Hello? What? Because he wore the aftershave and therefore he felt like that, and then the woman wanted it. You can do that without the aftershave. The aftershave is a placebo, right? It convinces us. So we think, I need that person in my life to feel whole. But what actually happens is, if you are feeling incomplete and not whole, hi Eric, and somebody comes into your life, what is the only thing that can make it into your life when you feel incomplete and not whole? More of the same. That person's going to come in at the same vibrational frequency. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't meet somebody in that space. Julian, good morning! Because I sure as heck met my soulmate. We both had all kinds of shit going on, but we were a match. So don't let that stop you. That was amazing, really. It was a long time ago. I had no clue about all of this. But the point I'm making is, I have a beautiful friend who's amazing. And she has been creating herself in one way or another abundant for a long time. And I watched her struggle with not meeting a decent guy, for crying out loud. She's an amazing woman. Decent guy, not showing up. And I've watched her become more complete in herself to the point that she doesn't need a decent guy to show up and be there for her to feel complete. Now, if he shows up at some stage and actually qualifies to be with her, because she's amazing, then whoopee. But she's okay now. She's complete now. She faces that every day, Here I am, still single. But I don't need this other person in my life to be complete. And we've got to make a distinction between whatever abundance is, and we think it means fixing the house or having the car or, having the perfect job or whatever it is. And actually, what emotional state do I think I'm going to have when I've got that thing? And, for people, like for money, financial independence or having enough money, right? How are you going to feel when you have enough money? Well, I'll be able to do whatever I like. So then focus on freedom. It's got nothing to do with the money. You have to become free in yourself. And when you're living your life from the state of freedom, even like yesterday when we were talking about the fact that you've got bills to pay and there's challenges and things, but you step into that space ahead of the event in your environment, you are much more likely, you are more in tune with things that match you being in the state of freedom. And that's abundance. That is abundance. When you create and hold a state of abundance, whatever that means to you, within you, independent of your circumstances. Vicky, good morning. Completely independent. independent of, and I'm quoting Joe Dispenza here, independent of circumstances, independent of your body, and independent of time. Now what that means is, here I am, I have a house that needs repairing, and I'm not financially free, and I haven't been financially free for a long time, and I have to, the family's trust is what keeps me from going under, which I used to really rail against. Grant, good morning! So grateful for it now. Oh God, I've lost my thought now. You're all so distracting when you turn up, Hi, Faye! Here I am with my, all of that story going on. And so only more of that can come to me. And as I start to think and feel and connect and create with who am I when I've got all of these things, when it's all happened, when it's done, I start to fire and wire that, I start to change my chemistry. Oh yeah, body, environment and time. So the environment's right there and I've got to deal with it. Independent of everything that's going on in my environment. If you've got a physical condition and it's scary as hell, or it's just irritating, or it's just been going on for a long time, you've got to hold that state of being independent of the fact that it's still there. Independent of what's going on in your body, the headache, the tiredness, the whatever it is. Being abundant, independent of that. This is why it takes practice. This is why everybody doesn't just do this in a snap, because it takes dedication to yourself and your future to do this. And independent of time, when he says independent of your body, independent of your environment, independent of time, that's referring to the fact that you have made a decision of such amplitude within yourself. It's like, I don't care what's happening in my body. I don't care what challenges I encounter in an environment, and I just don't care how freaking long it takes. I'm doing this. This is who I'm choosing to be. That's what I mean by independent of your body, the environment, and time. It's a really deep commitment to yourself. And when you make that commitment, and it's a moment by moment, step by step, day by day choice, who am I going to be? Am I going to live in fear because my body's really hurting today and I'm sure that problem is getting worse and it's like, or, hang on a minute, I'm choosing to be grateful that I've made a change that I can't see yet and I'm getting better, even though it looks like it's all going to hell in a handbasket, because that's often how it works, by the way. That is abundance, when you can master yourself and choose your state independent of those three things. That is abundance. Laura, morning gorgeous! Because here's the thing. If you can do that, if you can master your mind, your emotions, and your emotions are your body, remember, if you can master yourself, your environment, your body, independent of time, consistently, persistently, you hold an abundant state of being, whatever that means for you, which fundamentally, actually, I have learned, is about feeling worthy, feeling free, feeling worthy, feeling free and whole. Really, those words, worthy, whole, free. If you can get familiar with that state of being and practice that state of being over and over until it is who you are, no matter what is happening in your world, you have to attract more things that are like that into your life. It's the law. It must happen. And I am seeing that. I really am seeing that because I've been doing this for a little while now. It doesn't happen overnight. New Zealanders will remember the green apple shampoo advert. It doesn't happen overnight, but it will happen. Or is it Pantene? I don't know. You see, this programming, this is from the 70s, man. I'm showing how long I've been in this body. Not my age. It's got nothing to do with it. We have to understand that we have to inhabit the state that we want to experience in advance of the experience arriving in 3 dimensions. And when you can do that, you become abundance. You become the creator, you become the cause, and your life is the effect, not the other way around. And I can't tell you You can only experience this yourself. I can't tell you what it's like being in this process and beginning to really know this about myself. Do I always know it with great certainty? No. But I have enough moments now when I really do know it with great certainty that when I feel fear, when I wonder how in hell this is going to work out, I can go back to it myself now and say, yeah, but you did this and you did that and that arrived and this miracle happened and you healed this and you healed that. You can do this too. The first few times was really hard because I had no basis. I had no three-dimensional thing to say you can do this. It gets easier because now I can. I've got a history. I've got a scorecard with some tens on it, some 100%, whatever it is. I've got a scorecard. It gets easier to do this thing where I am the abundance, you are the abundance, and you decide what that is. And you don't have to wait for your circumstances to be ideal before you start to feel that. It takes practice, it takes work. And it becomes the most joyous work you will ever do in your entire life. And you will fall in love with it. You'll fall in love with creating yourself every day. That's all I can say. It's just the most amazing journey. So I'm out of time. Thank you so much for your comments, for your participation. Facebook has not been showing me. It gets all excited by the people joining and forgets to show me your comments. So as always, I'll reply later. Big love. Remember, you are the abundance. Right now, whatever you are right now, that's your abundance. Change what you are right now. Be consistent about it, which takes practice, independent of your body, your environment, and time, and it must change to match you. That's abundance to me. So much love. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.